Hello, Taida Tmimim. Emol Atomim, Alamol Atomim. In this week's Parsha, it mentions about the passing of Aaron. And it specifies the day that Aaron passed away. It was B'chodesh HaChamishi Be'echad LaChodesh. So it was in the 5th month, the Chodesh Menachem Av, on Rosh Chodesh, which is coming up the following week. And the Rebbe asks a question. This is a big chiddush we find by Aaron to specify the day that Aaron passed away. We don't find this in Torah that should specify the exact day that someone passed away. We don't find it by the Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov. We don't find it by Moshe, by Miriam, Davka by Aaron. So there must be a connection between Aaron, the theme of Aaron, what Aaron represents, with the actual date of the 5th month and the first day of the month. And the Rebbe explains this in a fascinating sikha in Shabbos Parshas Matos-Maasei in Tafshin Nun Aleph. It's a very chaviv the sikha to all Chassidim, since this is so far the last sikha that we heard from the Rebbe in 1991 on this Parsha. And the Rebbe, in this fascinating sikha, the Rebbe connects the theme of Aaron with many different aspects that are connected to Aaron. So we know that Aaron represents the Indian of Achtos, as it says, Vayivku, when he passed away, Vayivku, Kol Beis Yisrael, the entire Jewish nation cried for Aaron. This is different than what it says by Moshe, where it says the Bnei Yisrael cried. And as Rashi explains, that is because Aaron was Reidiv Shalom, Matos Shalom, between all different kind of people. And that was the Indian of Aaron, the Indian of Achtos, bringing the Yidden together. And this is because Aaron himself represented a level that's much higher than Achtos, much higher than friction and different details, and therefore Dafka Aaron was able to put Klal Yisrael together. This is also connected with the cloud, the Anon that was B'schus of Aaron. That we know the Dafka, the Anon, shows more in Achtos. The water, which was the Schus of Miriam, and the Man, Schus of Moshe, it shows more in the vision, and shows more personalized for every single Yid. The Man had to be Emer Lagogoyles, had a certain measurement. The water, besides that each Nasi brought the water to their Shevet, the water also, it's individualized. Each person is drinking their own water. The Anan HaKavod is a cloud that encompasses the entire Klal Yisrael altogether. That shows in Achtos, and that's why Dafka that was in the Schus, in the Schus of Aaron. We also find this Indian of Achtos connected with the name of Aaron. The letters of Aaron's name, Aaron. The middle two letters, Har, Hey Reish. Chassidus explains that Har represents Ava. The first letter, Aleph, which is the letters of Pella, that shows on a very high level the Sherish of Ava, that's the Ava Rabbah. And Bechlal, that's the difference between the Ava of Aaron and the Ava and the Chesed of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was more a Chesed, that's Medida Ba'agbal, and say the Shashlos, regular Ava. And Aaron represents Ava Rabbah, higher than Shashlos. And that's why he's able to put together the Pratim from different individual Yidden. Also, the Rebbe explains that the Aleph Hey Reish of Aaron's name represents Ava Rabbah, stands for Ava Rabbah. What's the Langanon? The Langanon shows how Aaron is being mamshech, drawing down this Indian of Achtos even into the lowest Yidden. We know that there are letters in the Torah that are above the line. There are letters most letters are within the line, and there are some letters that extend below the line. So too in Klal Yisrael, there are some Yidden that are above the line, there are most that are in the middle, and some, unfortunately, that have fallen below. And Aaron is looking after for those people and bringing Achtos even amongst the people that are below the line. That's the name of Aaron. We also find a connection between Aaron, Indian of Achtos, also the Brechas Kohanim. Brechas Kohanim has both extreme milas, as the mila of a bracha, which is hamshachim a mila lamata. It also has the mila of tefillah, which is halah mata lamaila, And it's all both in the same Berachas Koinim, because Berachas Koinim is the Bracham Shleshes, and this is the Indian of 3, which is taking the two extremes and putting them together through the third level, which is higher than the 2, which is the Indian of Arain. And the same thing also, you find this Indian of Achdus of Arain also to the amount of years that Aaron lived. Aaron lived 123 years. It says, the years of a person is 120. Moshe lived 120 years. Aaron lived 123, 3 more years. Again, the Indian of 3 shows the Indian of Achdus, the third level, putting together the 2. And that's the Indian that Aaron represents. And the Rebbe concludes in detail. I'm just going to say the Nekuda here, but that's the Indian of the dates that Aaron was nostalgic. The Rebbe explains the length in Sefer Sichos Tafshin Aleph, in this Parsha, how the number 5, Chedesh HaChamishi, represents a very strong high level of Achdus. We find this connection also with the Geula. The Geula is called Geula Ashlishi, like Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi, but sometimes we find the Geula is called Geula Revi, like we know there's 4 Golias. And sometimes we don't include Galus Mitzrayim, and there's 4 besides Galus Mitzrayim, so this is the Geula Chamishi. And the Rebbe explains how this is a really level of Achdus, which is Bein Aroich to the Indian of the lower levels. And that's also the Indian with Rosh Chodesh, in the first day of Chodesh Menachemav, which is Echad B'Chodesh. That's the Indian of Achdus. The Rebbe explains this in length. But the Nekuda is, what's the Hira? The Hira is the Indian of Avos Yisrael. And especially now, Aaron's Histalkos is the Indian of the 3 weeks, which we're learning about the Beis Hamikdash, we're talking about the Geula. So what's the connection? So a person could say, well, the connection is obvious. What was the reason of the Galus? The Churban Beis Hamikdash happened because Sinas Chinam. Through the Achdus of Aray now, especially in the 3 weeks, we bring about the Geula Mitzvah Shlema. But the Rebbe says that's not good enough in our times, because we're living on the threshold of the Geula now. We already finished. We're already finished all our work that we had to do in Galus, especially the work which was the cause of going into Galus, which is the Inyan Sinas Chinam. We already have the Indian of Avos Yisrael. We are ready for the Geula. We're holding a Yad in Yerichai, which has to do with Melech V'Dayin, the Indian of Mashiach. So if we're all ready for Geula, what's now? What's the Indian of Avos Yisrael? So the Rebbe says we must say that the Indian of Avos Yisrael now is B'tur Indian of Te'ima. It's a taste of the way it's going to be when Mashiach comes. Because when Mashiach is going to come, we're going to reach a super high level of Indian of Achdus, the way it is inside the highest level of the Neshama, the Daga Chamishis, like we said before, the Geula Chamishis, the Indian of Yechidah Shabenefesh, Yechidah Shabeneshama, the way each person has the Nitzvos of Mashiach, which is part of the Yechidah, the Daga Chamishis. So that's what we accomplish now, the taste of Mashiach, and this Taka brings about the Geula Mitzvah Shlema much quicker. Shush Taka be Zoiche to the Geula Mitzvah Shlema, take me a mamish now, even before Shabbos, and everyone have a wonderful Geula Dika Shabbos.